Hello and welcome back to another episode of SQL Interview Insights. Today let's solve a hacker rank problem. We are given two tables, submission and hackers. Submission table has submission date, ID, hacker ID and scores, and hacker table has hacker ID and username. So we need to write a query to print total number of unique hackers who made at least one submission each day and find the hacker ID and name of the hacker who made maximum number of submissions each day. So these are two different queries here. First thing is, if you look at the expected output for March 1st submission date, we have 4 unique hackers who made at least one entry on that day. And this is the hacker ID and the username Angela. She made maximum number of submissions on March 1st. Let's go back and look at the March 1st data. So March 1st data, we have 4 entries and 4 unique hackers. They made one entry each. And if we have the same number of submissions, we have to pick the lowest hacker ID. That one belongs to Angela. And that's what we see in the expected output here. And for the second day here, Michael, he made a maximum number of submissions. On second day, we see Michael, he made 2 submissions here. But we did not count Michael on the repeat customers because we need to have the unique hackers. So we counted Michael only once on the second day. And 15,758, we did not count that entry because we didn't find that entry on the first day. So his first day is on March 2nd. And he's not a repeated customer because he did not start on March 1st. Let's get started and how we should be able to tackle this SQL query. So I'll try to write 2 different queries here. One is for the first one to find the unique hackers, and second one is maximum number of submissions for each day. So let's start with the unique hackers that made at least one submission each day. And since they said one submission each day, I'll just use a rank function on the submission day. So my output should look something like, for March 1st, I should have all the 1s here as my rank, and for March 2nd, all 2s as my rank, and for March 3, all 3s as my rank. Likewise for the other days too. So if I use a rank, now which rank we have to use? Rank or a dense rank? If I use a rank function here, on March 1st, it will give me all 4 entries as 1, 1 and 1. After 4 entries on March 2nd, if I use a rank function, it will directly go to rank 5 here because it will skip the repeated whatever it's there in the number of ranks. So I'll just go with the dense rank. And the second rank I'll be using is on the hacker ID itself. For each hacker ID, on the submission date, what is his rank? So on day 1, this hacker ID will get rank 1. And the submission date will be rank 1. And if the submission date rank is equal to hacker ID rank, that means that hacker ID is present on day 1. And on day 2, the submission rank will be 2. And if you see here for 2703, on the second day also he'll get rank 2 here. But for 1578, he'll get a rank 1 because that is his first entry. And if we compare submission date rank, which is 2 with 1, that will not be equal. So we can directly exclude whenever the ranks are not matching. So let's get started and see how the output looks like. Select submission date. Select submission date, hacker ID. And let's start with the dense rank here. Order by submission date in the ascending order. I'll call this as RN1 and I'll use the same dense rank this time for the hacker. For the hacker ID, home partition by hacker ID I'll call this as rn2 from submissions. Let's do an order by submission date. Order by partition by. Yeah. So if we see on March 1st, we have rn1 and rn2, which will be equal. And if we can just do a group by on the submission date, where rn is equal to r1 is equal to r2, then we'll get the count for the submissions on that day. So if we look at this entry here for 1578 hacker ID, r1 is equal to 2 and r2 is equal to 1. So which is not a match because his first entry is on March 2nd. So we can directly exclude where 2 is not equal to 1. And even this entry here, if we see here, 36396, he made entry on first day, he skipped on the second day, and he made the entry on third day. So he's not a repeated hacker, so we can exclude that. So directly we can compare rn1 with rn2, and where they are not equal, we can exclude that one and get the count. So let's see how the output looks like. I'll do a select on submission date, hacker ID, and do a count star as I'll just take out this for now, where rn1 is equal to rn2 and do a group by on submission date. Hacker ID should appear. I don't need the hacker ID then. Yeah. So now I have my submission date and the unique hackers on each day. So now if you see on second, we have 3 hackers, and I think that one is because we have the hacker ID 79722. He made 2 entries on that day, so I'll just use a distinct here. We should not count the same hacker ID twice. Yeah, now this one matches with submission date and repeat. So this will be our first query. I'll call this one as with repeat hack. Let's start with the second one. I'll call the second CTE as maximum submission as. I'll just select submission date, and here I'll be having join with the hacker table because I need to get the username also. The second condition is I need to have the name. So I'll just start with some alias here, s.hacker ID, and then username from submissions, and do a inner join on hackers h on hacker ID. Yeah, and what else I'll be having here? I'll just do a count star and do a group by. I'll just add the city later. Let me finish this query and then I'll add that as a city. Additional. So we have the count for each day. There are not many entries, so we cannot really find out. But for this entry, Michael, on day 2, he has 2 submissions. So let's have a rank here. So count star. I'll just calculate the rank here. Rank on partition by for each day. So for submission date, I'll do a order by count star, and the other condition count star will be on descending, and the other condition will be print the lowest hacker ID if we have the same number of submissions. So that will be as dot hacker ID as I'll just say submissions here. Let's see the output. Yeah, so for day 1 we have Angela with rank 1, and day 2 Michael, day 3 Angela, and day 4 Angela. So all we have to do is select submission date, hacker ID, username, from this one where submission is equal to 1. Yeah, so now we have the expected output, at least till the submission date, hacker ID, and Angela. Now we have to join these 2 tables here. Let me put this one to a separate CTE. We'll call this as max sub. Select, I'll call it C1 dot submission date, repeat, and then I don't have a hacker ID in here. I have hacker ID here. I'll call it C2 dot hacker ID, and the last one will be username. Do a inner join on max up. We'll call that as C2 on C1 dot, let's copy this, C1 dot submission date is equal to C2 dot submission date. So we have the expected output here, and this is the output we got, which matches with our result. Thank you for watching this video.